And we are back. So this is a SWM RS125R. Brilliant little bikes these. It's in 4. The top end, the lad that owns it is saying it's just about getting down on power. So we think it needs a new piston, because it starts fine. It's actually done over 9,500 miles. 9564, which is blooming good going for a little 125. That's over, probably works out about over 300 hours riding hours on a little 125 piston. So that just proves they're a good bike. I actually owned one of these. When I passed my CBT, one of these bikes was my first bike, and I absolutely loved it. I went everywhere on it. It keep up with all the other big enduro bikes. Obviously not flat out doing speed on the roads, but off-roading, it'd do exactly what they were doing. And yeah, I loved it. So we've got the parts. He's actually going to be selling this bike. He's just passed his test because it is a learner bike. He's just passed his driving test, so the bike is going to be for sale. So it's going to have a service, new oil filter. That's the filter, if anybody needs to know what they are. The plug I'm putting in it, that's the plug. So yeah, 1040 oil. Put in new chain and sprockets. So yeah, just tidying up, ready for a sale. New tail tidy. It's just got built-in indicators either side, which will get rid of these things. New pads, rear pads, and then this is the new piston. 80 quid for a new piston and rings, which isn't bad. Look how tidy it is. Oh, that's so cute. Right, so I'm gonna strip all the plastics off, take the tank off, seat off. I'm not going to film me doing that. I'll just strip it down to a point where we're doing the head, and then I'll start filming. So let's get stuck in. Right, so pulled everything out of the way. What a blag the things are to get to on these blooming modern 4-strokes. So I've had to pull the rads out of the way as well. Drain the coolant out. That's a bit nasty. So yeah, I've just started unplugging stuff just so I can pull this top end out. But what I'm struggling to do is I need to undo that bolt to get the timing right. You see the marks there? They need to be flat with this casing, and the piston needs to be top dead centre. But I cannot get that flipping bolt out. So I'm just going to have a play about with this. Give it a few taps and see if we can free it up. And then I shall report back. Right, so I've tapped that quite a few times. I don't want to break anything, and I don't want to round it off, so I'm just going to leave it. What I've had to do, I've put it in 5th gear, and I've managed to spin the rear wheel round, so the timing marks are lining up with top of the head. And I know that the piston's at top dead centre because I've had a zip tie. Took the spark plug out and I've just popped a zip tie on top of the piston, and I've watched that moving up and down. So, and that's right at the top now with them lines parallel with the head. So I think I need to undo this rear subframe, I'll slacken them off, I'll take them out fully, and then the subframe can just probably lean flat on the back wheel and pull off from that point, because I need to undo them nuts as well, them bolts, sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna undo them, take them fully out, and then this should pull back and separate from there. I can't take it off. Look at all the wiring that's in that. Going to the rear light, so I can't take the subframe off like I normally would on a normal motocross bike. It's just far too many electrics. So I'll do them now, and then I'll carry on filming so you can watch the process of me stripping this. Right, so before I go any further stripping this, I'm just going to check the valve clearances to see if it's in spec. So the intake needs to be 0.05 or 0.002 thousandths of an inch. So I'll just check it on the right hand side. Yeah, seems alright. Does go in there, it's a bit of drag. Alright, I'll try the left hand. Everything's so tight to get to in here. Yeah, that is perfect. Slid through perfectly then, but it's come out. Intake's good. The intake is absolutely bang on. Right, so the exhaust wants to be 0.15, which in thousandths of an inch is 0.006. Right, so that definitely won't go in. So it's tight on the right hand side. Fine on the left, just a little bit of drag. So the right hand exhaust is a bit tight. I'll just pull that gauge up again. So I'll go down a size. So next size down, 0.05. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. No, I'm not. I thought I was on the wrong one then. Yeah, so that's the next size down. Oh, and that slides in. Just a little bit of drag. So that's fine. That's within spec. You can go up or down, but I think you can go up or down 2 sizes either way. Where if it was 2, I'd change it. I'd change the shim. But 1 size down on the feeler gauge, it's in spec, that. So the valves are bang on. I've took everything off. The throttle body's not connected to the head anymore. So I just need to slacken off the cam chain tensioner. I can take all the cams out. So there's the cam chain tensioner. So I need to take that out. I'll loosen that off and then take them out, which will allow that chain to go slack. And then I'll undo the 8 bolts on the top that are holding the cams in. All the rest of the bolts are on the sides. There's 2 big ones inside, I think. There might even be 4 inside. So I'll do that now. Right, so there's a 10mm on the tensioner itself. Leave that in a bit. Right, so that's that out. So when you put this thing back in, that has to be pushed inside, and there's a little flathead in there. So you wind that out, and then that will drop in there, and you've got to hold it in place with the screwdriver to actually put the bolts back in. And then you release the screwdriver, and then that'll put tension back onto the cam chain. So I've got to do all the bolts in the head now. So I'll just whip them out. I'll not film it. You don't want to see me undoing loads of bolts. So yeah, it's just them. You can just see the tops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's some more hidden behind this chain. Right, taking all the bolts out. So I'll try and take these retainers off. I have to be careful at this point because there's probably some bearing retainers, clips holding these in. Right, so yeah, there is some retainers. You see where they are, but they've stayed into the bearings. So you're just got to mind for stuff dropping down. That nearly fell out then. I've had one drop down there, but I can get it. I will take it out. You don't want to lose them. I've got one drop down here. So I'll keep everything in order. The front one and the back one together. Right, so I'll take this chain off. I'll just put a zip tie around it. Just fasten it up to just so that then it doesn't drop into the casing. So I'll pull these retainers off as well. I know they might be part of the bearing. They might be a full like a circlet retainer. Take the intake cam out first. Yeah, you can see the clip on there, it's a full one. Sometimes they're only like half moon shape and you can pull them out separately. Right, so intake cam. Exhaust cam. Show you inside here. So looks pretty good. See where the valves are and the springs. I think to shim it, you just flick that over. And there's your shim, right on top. So I need to take, where are they? I think that's a bolt. There's another one there. There's probably two down there. And there's them two there. So I'll unscrew them now and report back. Right, so all the head bolts are out. That should be loose, should come off now. So mind, don't lose that seal that's sat on top of there. And when you do take the head off, whatever you do, do not turn it upside down, because all your shims will fall out. You want to be careful of the gaskets as well. That came off alright. I've seen a bit of an issue. I don't know if you can see that. The water pump goes through the cam chain. I didn't realise that. So I might have to put that back on and strip that water pump out. Take that seal off and we don't lose it. I didn't even look down there when I took the cams out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take that out, pull the water pump through, I think. Yeah, I think you just undo them bolts and it should pull through. I was just looking at the cog on the back of it thinking, how's that going to come through that casing? But I think the whole thing will pull out. And hopefully I don't have to replace the gasket on it. Right, I'll just undo these. Alright, so I've just undone all the bolts for that. The cover came off. The propeller was on like that, and that was a left-hand thread. So obviously it undoes the opposite way to how it normally would. So yeah, there's the cover. I couldn't save the gasket on this thing. It was well and truly stuck. So I'm gonna have to try and find another gasket. There's a bit cruddy in there. So now that head will come off. So obviously the chain was wrapping around that. Put that down. Right, I'll put you on the tripod and I'll take that off. Oh man, I didn't see that either. There's another thing going through. What is that? Oh, I have to put it back on. Should have had a look inside. Wait a minute. It's not going well. So, whatever that is, looks like that's got to come off as well. I could probably just lift this head up and... Oh no, I can't. I can't. I need to drop that chain down because I have to get that cylinder off. So I don't know what that is. I'll try the circlips on it, see what happens. Not circlips, my pin spanners. Yeah, circlip pliers. It looks like it undoes anyway. Don't know what that is, and I don't know how it comes out. Keep trying to unscrew it, see what happens. I don't think it's moving though, I think it's just spinning. No, that's not going anywhere. So how do I get that out? I think it should just pull out. That should just pull out. pain, this thing. Yes. So I thought it would just be on a seal. So it's just the waterway from the water pump going to the head. Right, now we can take it off. I fiddle with these SWMs. Apparently the same as SWM. Right, so there's the head. I can't tip it up to have a look underneath, because everything will fall off it. Let's have a look at this. She's a bit black. Right, so I need to undo that, and then we can lift this cylinder head up. I think one of these should pull out, should be that one. Try and get this base gasket off. No, it's not going to come off, but it might have to for that to come out. There we go. Right, so we'll undo that, and then we'll tap this barrel through. Right, I've whipped that bolt out the other side. Chain slider's getting stuck. Don't know what on. Let's try and get this gasket off gently. Right, now it should come out. There we go. Looks good in there. See if there's any play. Absolutely nothing. Let's bang on that. Not one bit of up and down play. Right, so I'll get this, pop them circlips out to the wrist pin, and then I think I'm going to check the ring gap. I know I'm replacing the piston, but I just want to see how big the gap is on a 9,500 mile bike. So yeah, I'll just take them little rings out and take the piston out. Right, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean out inside here. So we've got the old piston, the new piston. There's not been much blow by past the rings. Sometimes you have to expect to see all the bottom of this skirt, piston skirt black. So take these rings out and let's check it. Not bad, that gap, to be honest. So top ring and the middle ring. She's pretty black. So rings have letters on it, well, some rings have letters on, so you want that facing up. Stick that back on. Right, old piston to one side. I'll check the, let's see what the new rings look like. I'll have to have a quick look online to see what the spec, the ring gap needs to be, what spec it is. Might be wrong, because that gap's a lot smaller. So I thought I'd be kind and just run it through my vapor blaster for him. So it looks brand new again now. But I think what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to give it a hone inside. I've ran round it with the vapor blaster, which has brought it up pretty good. But you can just about see a few straight, they're not, obviously they're not scores, I can't feel anything in there, but you can see some straight lines going down. So I'll just give it a quick hone, ready for the new piston. Get a bit of oil on these. And a load of oil in this cylinder. So I did have my soft jaws on there, I didn't just put it in the cramp device and cramp it up. Let's give this a clean, let's have a look inside it. That's much better. I think that's good to go. I'm just going to give this a real good soapy wash. I'll take it outside, I've got a bucket outside. Give it a real good clean. Right, just got the pistons in, the barrels on, gaskets are in. I've just put some gasket maker on top because I'm reusing these gaskets. So next time it needs a rebuild, they'll have to be changed. So yeah, just giving this a bit of a clean up underneath. Still a bit grubby, but that won't come off. So I'll get all the head back on, get it to a stage where it's sort of ready for starting. Right, so it's all back together. What a flipping nightmare this thing has been, to be honest. So I come to put the cams back in. The piston was at top dead center. No, sorry, I don't think the piston was quite at top dead center, because obviously before, if you remember, I couldn't get that nut off this. So anyway, to try and get the timing right, I put a screwdriver in the top, and I've been turning the flywheel, sort of trying to find the point where the screwdriver is right bang on the top. So anyway, I think it is there. So when the screwdriver was at that point, I come back down to the timing marks and it was out. I should have filmed it. So this one was pointing up that way and that one was going down ever so slightly, so they weren't lining up. And I have searched and searched online all flipping morning to try and find a manual for these engines, because there's no, obviously on the stator I did manage to get that off. I had to take a chisel to it, unfortunately. Sure. Yeah. So yeah, so there's no timing marks at all on these engines. So like I say, I've been searching online and I cannot find anything about them, cannot find any manuals. So Facebook has sort of saved the day. I went on the SWM owners group and somebody had actually put a picture of this on saying, how do I do the timing? And one of the replies was, if it's anything like the SWM 650 model, you have to do it from the top. There should be a digital gauge that you use, but you can get it pretty accurate with doing it this way. Right, so I need to get this back on. I need to fill it up with oil because I had to drain the oil out to take the stator cover off. So I'll get that back on, get it filled up with oil, and let's see if it'll fire up. Right, so back together. Tank's on temporary, just so it's getting fuel. So I've just hooked the battery up. So I think we're good to go. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed this timing's right. I've had all this apart because the key wasn't feeling too clever and there was loads of moisture in that, so I've had that off trying to dry it out. It's priming. The switch isn't working. See if I can bypass the starter solenoid. Turn that off. Can't have it running too long, so I've not got the coolant pipes going to it. So let me just give it just one more. See if it fires straight up. See, the revs have dropped now, which is what we want. Happy days. Sounds like it's running sweet. So I must have got that timing right. Happy days. It's showing how it's leaking. Seems pretty dry. Sump plug. Seems pretty dry. Right. Great success. So, next job. Got a bit of wiring to do. Get the tail tidy on. Coolant pipes connected. Fill it up. Make sure there's no leaks. Brake pads, wheel bearings, and it's good to go. Happy days.